Welcome to our final segment on our series with Albert E. Whale. Today, we're diving into the profound topic of limiting beliefs and their impact towards our journey towards personal growth and success. I invite you to watch our previous 4 episodes where you'll see the enthusiasm and inspiration that can truly be ignited on your path to greatness. Now, let me ask you a question. What if you can break free from the narratives that validate your reasons for staying complacent? I know it's a big, heavy one. You write it in a journal, and if you feel bold enough, put it in the comments. Imagine the possibilities if you can identify and address those hidden limiting beliefs within yourself. The journey might seem challenging, but trust me, it's worth every step. In your journey through the Matrix, this information will serve you as a guiding light, an illuminating path to your true potential. Albert Whale's insights and experiences will empower you to overcome setbacks and embrace your full capabilities. As you navigate the complexities of life, these principles will be a constant companion, helping you achieve the success and fulfillment you deserve. Before I start the clip, I have one final call to action for you, Matrix members. Suppose you found enthusiasm and inspiration in this video. In that case, I encourage you to like and subscribe to our channel for more transformational content from the Organic Matrix, the life guide in your pocket. Now let's dive into it. The exhilarating grand finale, armed with knowledge, determination, and the belief that you can overcome any obstacle. Let's embrace our true potential and create that life that exceeds our wildest dreams. Stay tuned for a captivating, inspiring conclusion to our series with Albert E. Whale.
If you think that your limitation or where you're starting today is worse, I beg to differ, because it doesn't matter where you start. What matters is that you do start.
Absolutely. And the commitment.
Right. If you don't have any commitment, you're going to be a drifter. And, Napoleon Hill Institute just had a live event called From Drifter to Leader. And that's the perfect example of what we're talking about. And, it's outwitting your inner devil. Because most of life is built around distracting you from what you really want. And when you let go of the distractions, you can focus on everything else.
It is so true. These are some Jedi principles that we need in today's society with all the stimulus around us.
Jedi principles. A lot of movies that I'm watching now today in Hollywood are all about the underdog coming up and being able to do and accomplish anything. Well, that's what we're talking about, but we want to do it for the common man. And that's why I created the Quantum Shift Advisor, because I can help people do that. We have the tools that can take you from where you are to where you want to go.
Yes. Oh, can I make a suggestion real quick? Albert, can you give us the big 3 that is taught in Napoleon Hill Institute, the big 3 that we need to succeed in any project that we start?
Sure, the big 3, and this is supported all the way to the top with Cleona O'Hara, our CEO. It's an unwavering belief that you can accomplish what you want and what you want. And it's that desire to achieve that goal, as well as the commitment to do that. You can't achieve these accomplishments without action. Sure, the book is called Think and Grow Rich, but it's going to give you the pathway and the steps in order to create the action steps to help you get there. Now, I've talked to a lot of people that tell me that they've read Think and Grow Rich, and I said, okay, how's that working for you? And they say, well, it was a good book, but they don't know how to apply the principle, or really what were the principles, because they're missing the point. And that's why it's essential to have a coach, a mentor, someone to guide you and help you accomplish your goals. And that's what we do with Napoleon Hill Institute.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Like when you were describing that, it just brought me back to my own experience while reading this book. And I understand that if I wasn't in the Study and Grow Rich program, I probably would have finished that book, but a lot of the treasure would have gone right over my head. And with having other people to study with, it's a game changer because you get to understand different dimensions of how we can apply it. We get to see other people who have ambitions like we do try it, what it did for them, and then we get to play with it. And the biggest thing that I love about Napoleon Hill is like once we get our goal never changes. Our approach changes. And we keep approaching it until we solve it and achieve it. And that's why it's a foolproof plan. There's no room for failure if you really desire what you're working for. And if you don't have the energy to invest in what you believe, do you really believe it? Matrix
Well, that
members?
might be it. It might not be the belief or the goal that's really suited to you as well. And that's part of the problem. You know, people think that they want X, but they're really not well suited to it, but they want something else. And they're afraid to ask for it. You know, Bob used to talk about setting goals. And Cleona says the same thing because Cleona was the senior vice president for sales with Bob Proctor. She was a member of the inner circle, okay? And she made it her job to be there. She decided that she wanted to be a member of the inner circle, and she became that person. And if you know Cleona's story, she started out as an immigrant from Ireland. She was parentless when she came over. She didn't have $20 to her name. And here she is running a global corporation, Napoleon Hill Institute, as the CEO. Now, Think and Grow Rich certainly does, justify everything that's happened in her life. Think and Grow Rich for me certainly is setting those same goals. My goals are really lofty, very high, and I am on goal, on project with helping change 8 billion people's minds as well.
Oh my gosh, this is great. This is the caviar everybody deserves. Matrix members, if you're really ready to have a breakthrough, you're ready to achieve the life that you want, if you could live the movie of a life that you want to direct, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's a great point, Samantha. Most people are spectators in their movie. Wouldn't you really rather be the leading actor or actress of your own movie, your life, instead of watching it transpire for you, you creating the entire movie in front of you?
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you how many actors say that same thing because they all live that life. They've learned this. And so many people that are ambitious and have achieved their goals, like Kobe Bryant, Oprah Winfrey, Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Addison, Teddy Roosevelt. There's more than 500 people that have achieved millionaire status that have gone into the principles and process and program that we have with Napoleon Hill Institute. Don't you want success? Because it wants you.
Yeah, I love this because even in my life experience, everything has been shifting and changing to fit my actual desire once I've really committed and believed in what I wanted to create. And what it really did for me is I read the book every single day, and I refer to the book now for almost all of my life problems. Every life struggle or obstacle that I've been faced with, there's an answer for it in the Think and Grow Rich book, and a very classy approach on how to solve the issue in a very mature, professional way. And I started realizing that how many times I let my circumstances control my reactions. And then it starts like a snowball effect of things now I have to navigate through, things that I could have completely avoided. And what this book got me to do is to really stop and observe what this situation fits within Napoleon Hill's writing. And what I love a lot about Napoleon Hill is he brings a lot of stories that are very relatable. So he'll talk about a principle. He'll give you a real life example from a client or a life experience he had. And with that, we can use our neuroplasticity, envision where those narratives fit in our lives. And that's where things really started taking a rapid change, because it was like I was living with blurry vision my whole life, and I picked up that book and met the founding members of Napoleon Hill Institute at the event in New York that I snuck into. And I put in new glasses, and I was like, whoa.
You saw the world differently, didn't you?
Yeah, I was like, wow, I made a lot of messes that I didn't perceive that I made. And it's time to start cleaning things up and tidy up. And things got very organized in my life. And
you made a quantum shift.
And I would say
that was before you knew me as your advisor.
Yes. Well, honestly, the quantum shift happened when we started talking. Like when I went to the event, I had an opportunity to look at what future I want. That's what it really did for me. I was able to meet such amazing people. I was in a room full of people that I don't think I would have ever imagined to step foot in. I got to meet Albert, the founder of the internet. I got to meet Gary Glass, a rocket scientist from NASA. I got to sit next to him and eat dinner with him. I didn't even know. I got to meet Cleona. I got her autograph. Oh my gosh. It was just the best thing. And that really woke me up. I was like, I don't want to be around the same people that I grew up with. I want to be with them. And then I met Albert. And then once we started talking, Albert has a way of like making things like being like, you can see clearly with Albert because one, like he doesn't BS, like he's very real. And so it was very quick for me to scale with him because I hadn't have anyone validating the narratives that didn't serve me. And I think that's the biggest thing. Like when you find a coach that can really be real with you and cut through the BS, things really start changing. But it doesn't change without our effort, right?
That's right. Right. But once you see it,
yeah,
then you are believing and then seeing, right? Because you believe that when you saw us come together, the organization showed its principles to you and you began to see.
Yes.
Your belief brought your sight.
Give me chills.
I love making things simple for people so that they can better understand why things are happening for them the way they are.
Yes. That is the biggest gift that we can get. Albert, can you share an example of a transformational success from one of your clients? What was their situation before they began working with you, and how did they apply the principles to get them toward their desired outcome?
Sure. So all of our coaching is done confidentially, but I can say that I had a client that was new to the area and signed up for coaching under me, didn't have a job. She was fighting the devil too, or her paradigm, for making the decision to come on board. But when she did, again, the money was shown and the pathway forward was shown. It was amazing. It was just that quick. But as soon as she started into the program, she began to have a vision of what tomorrow is, her future. And we talk about the future being now, because time is an illusion. We don't know how much time we have. The only thing that we do have is the present. So when you want the present to be the best part of your experience, she didn't have a job. When she started into the program, she came upon 2 jobs within a week. She hadn't had a vacation in over 4 or 7 years, something like that. And I guided her. I said, if you're going to celebrate and have a vacation because of your accomplishments, why not go to a beach, an ocean beach, instead of a lake? I always feel better at an ocean. Of course, my last name's Whale. Being a whale of a guy, we like saltwater, right? Anyway, I like having fun doing things, especially in a warmer climate. Sandy beaches help inspire the sunshine and a better lifestyle, in my mind.
Oh, yeah, I love, and then the ionization, you can't beat the benefits of the beach.
Right, and the salt air, it's so fresh and clean.
That's so inspiring. So how is your client doing today?
I'm not allowed to discuss those things.
Oh, well, not personally, but is she still thriving?
She is thriving. Yes, I can tell you that. She is designing her world the way she wants to live it.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. Throughout your coaching journey, you've undoubtedly had to help clients overcome some deeply ingrained barriers or limiting beliefs. Can you give us insight on how you help clients address their obstacles and breakthroughs to reach their full potential? I know that you have a confidential clause that you work with your clients. If it's more comfortable for you, maybe you can give us light on the most common limiting beliefs and your remedy for it.
Most common limiting beliefs are their ability to earn money. And most people say, well, I haven't finished college or I didn't finish high school. And time after time after time, we can point to famous people in our world: Thomas Addison, Nikola Tesla. All these people, quote unquote, misfits to society, at least in their relative terms. Their deficiencies were actually their benefit to our society. Nikola Tesla used his mind to create marvelous inventions, the radio, and he created them in his workshop. It was his brain. How many other people do you know that can do that? Even if people think that they have a limiting ability, the limits are only based on their imagination. If you can imagine anything and you can hold that thought in your head, Napoleon Hill is known to say, if you can imagine it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Thomas Edison was driven to create the light bulb, right? He failed 10,000 times, but it really wasn't a failure. It was a process of identifying what didn't work, because he did succeed in creating the light bulb. Orville and Wilbur Wright were looked at as outcasts. They were bicycle repairmen. They had a bicycle shop. Oh my God, you want to do what? You want to fly? You can't fly. And when they flew the first time, it was for 19 seconds. And all of the detractors were like, yeah, well, you were only up in the air for 19 seconds. And they said, we were up in the air and it was for 19 seconds. Much enthusiasm can you generate for your future?
Can you give us some insight on how limiting beliefs can be kind of sneaky? Because most times, limiting beliefs show up as a narrative that validates or justifies our reasonings to why we are where we are and why we can stay complacent. And a lot of people have limiting beliefs but don't know they have them. Can you give us a little tip or trick where we can identify these hidden limiting beliefs within ourselves so that we can address it?
So I think the best trick is to really look at your life and say, why am I here where I am today? And if you can't answer that, that's understandable, because it's hard to draw an introspective of yourself, right? And that's why you need a coach to help you with that process, because not everybody can look inside of themselves to say where they are and why they are the way they are right now. That's a problem. But, a lot of it has to do with our teachings and our upbringing, okay? So when people have always heard throughout their life, oh, you can't do that. You're not able to do that. You can't earn $1 million. You can't have a job with a good salary. You don't know how to run a global company. Those are limiting beliefs. Maybe the person has heard over and over and over and over. And for the longer that you hear this, the harder it is to detect it, but not to remove it. Okay? So we take the limiting beliefs out and we help you, guide you on your journey to your goals in salvation, what you want to achieve. We don't achieve it for you or tell you what you should do, because what you should do inspires you, makes you feel like you're succeeding in the world, right? That's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's like you guys help us. Oh, I had it and I lost it. Never mind.
It happens.
Albert,
if it's real, it'll come back to you.
Yeah, maybe it was more fluff. We didn't need it. Albert, can you describe a time where one of your coaching clients found a significant challenge or setback? How did you help them? Actually, let me rephrase that so that
yeah, I think we've gone through this a couple times.
Let's say our Matrix members are faced with a challenge or a setback, and maybe it's a situational thing, like maybe they had a loss in their family life, or maybe they just ended a relationship, or they're going through a major transition. How can the Napoleon Hill principles help them turn their situation around?
Well, that's a great question. And a lot of it has to do with, the Study and Grow Rich methodology or the mentorship programs, as well as deciding, was that a useful tool or asset in order to reach your goal? So, all of us have gone through grief. And when grief happens or a sad event happens, that's a launching pad for changing your world. And that's what we've discovered, is that we can take these situations and turn them around and accelerate your progress to move to a higher level. This is a quantum shift on steroids.
Oh man, I love that perspective. And what it makes me think of is like the beginning of every hero's journey. Like, when did we ever see a hero not have a tragic beginning?
They all do, don't they? Hollywood has a way of making that happen. But not only is it a Hollywood thing, but it's in our reality. And we just can't understand that or how to leverage it directly ourselves. And that's why coaches and mentors are essential in helping us achieve our goals.
Yes. Honestly, for a long time, I haven't found a coach that I wanted to work with. But as soon as I decided to choose a coach, and I think that is a big part of it, Matrix members, like, if you feel moved to find a coach, make sure you find a coach that you have a rapport with, that you respect, that inspires you.
Can relate to.
Yes, it's really important, because you don't want to be working with someone that's going to encourage the resistance within yourself. Like, you have to trust the process. And honestly, I trust Albert for a lot of reasons. My mom worked for the government, and she was a military-like personnel, and she always made me feel safe. She was always secure. She was confident in how she spoke. And Albert reminds me of my mom. But not to say that sounds weird, but I have lesbian parents. So, like, she was my masculine figure, but in a feminine body. So not to compare you to a woman, but she was a phenomenal.
It's okay. I served in the Navy as well.
Thank you. And so, yeah, I picked Albert as my coach because I trust him. And I know I could look at him and say, hey, you wrote 3 books in a year. Like, you helped build the internet. I'm inspired. I want to have that drive that can inspire someone to serve on that level. So Matrix members, I would say hold on to your values. And if you're going to take this step, be confident in it, believe in it, and you'll be very pleasantly surprised on where it takes you.
Absolutely.
For someone who's feeling unfulfilled or stuck, what are some initial steps you recommend to start their journey towards personal transformation?
One of the first steps that they should take is to call me today. Take action. Don't sit and wait and say, well, someday. Well, wait a second. Where on the calendar does it say someday? Is there a day in any of the months that says today is someday? Make today someday, because someday never happens. If you're waiting until something else happens to start your journey, it'll never start. If you want to start your journey, do it now. W. Clement Stone came up with do it now a long time before Nike ever branded it for their shoes. And W. Clement Stone was one of those personal success people that worked with Napoleon Hill and Andrew Carnegie. And that's where we get all of our great thinking and teachings.
I love that. It's so true. How can our listeners connect with Napoleon Hill Institute and work with you?
So I made it real hard. No, easy. My email address is albert@albertwhale.com. I also have a Facebook group called Quantum Shift Advisor with Albert Whale. I'm on Facebook. You can connect with me. Try not to connect to people that don't have completed profile, that I'm not getting hacked, things of that nature. Yes, I have some sensitivity in that area, but for the most part, I find that people want to be helped and they want to be helpful. So I'm looking to connect with people that want help or want to help us, especially if they're leaders, because we have a program that works with people that already have some leadership skills to bring them into Napoleon Hill institute and certify them in our coaching program. And if you think that you're not a leader, that's not a problem. We can help you get there. We have other programs to build you up and then bring you in as a leader, unless you don't want to be a leader. I mean, really, what it is you want to do should be what you do with your life.
Thank you so much, Albert. It's been an absolute pleasure, an inspiring honor to have you on the show again. I love today's conversation. Do you have a few parting words for our Matrix members?
Yes. The biggest thing that I can tell you to do is to make the decision to start. Everybody that starts says, I don't know why I waited so long, including myself. I can't even answer that question other than to say that it was my paradigm, my being afraid. But we take that fear and we help elevate you with that fear to accelerate your accomplishment. So be afraid. Be very afraid. But make the decision to start, and we can help you.
Oh, those are such beautiful words. That is so encouraging. I can't wait to publish this episode. Are you ready to make a quantum leap in your personal and professional life, Matrix members? To delve deeper into wisdom and powerful principles of Napoleon Hill, join Albert E. Wells' Facebook group, Quantum Shift Advisor. There you will find a supportive community, all striving to enhance their lives using the transformative teachings of Napoleon Hill. But why stop there? If you're serious about achieving your life goal and unlocking your full potential, schedule a clarity call directly with Albert. With Albert's expertise and profound understanding of Napoleon Hill's principles, you will gain not just clarity, but also a path forward that aligns with your true desires. What more can we ask for? Don't wait for change. Create it and click on the link below to book your clarity call with Albert and take that quantum leap to your next shift. And that concludes our awe-inspiring journey with Albert E. Well. Matrix members, we hope you found immense value and inspiration throughout this transformational series. From exploring the depths of limiting beliefs to uncovering the power of personal growth and success, we have embarked on a remarkable adventure together. As we reach the end of this chapter, remember, your journey doesn't end here. The wisdom and insights shared by Albert will continue to guide you as you navigate this ever-evolving matrix of life. Embrace the lessons learned and let them fuel your determination to create a future filled with purpose, passion, and prosperity. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to Albert. Thank you for sharing your profound knowledge and experiences with us. As a guide, he has empowered us to unleash our true potential and embark on a path of limitless possibilities. If you're ready for that quantum leap towards your aspirations and unleash your boundless potential, consider scheduling a call with Albert. Through this call, you will gain unparalleled clarity and a concrete path that aligns with your deepest desires. Together, let's ignite the change we yearn for and embrace our next transformational shift. To embark on this life-altering journey, click the link below and book your clarity call with Albert. Remember, the power to create change resides within you. Let's access the tools we need and turn our inner dreams into a tangible reality. Sending you abundant love and endless inspiration until we reunite on our next episode. Thank you for your unwavering support, Matrix members, and together let's forge ahead with unwavering belief, unwavering commitment to create a life beyond our wildest dreams. I'll be seeing you on the next download.